Hello there everybody, this is Krista and welcome back to the Krista Chronicles, and today we're here for this month's New Deck Digest. So excited! So if you haven't seen one of these before, my New Deck Digest is going over all of the decks that came into my collection some way, somehow, the previous month. So this is everything that came into my collection during the month of May. And usually I split these into different categories, but this was a pure purchase month. So no Kickstarters came in and no decks for review this month. So yeah, this is all purchased within the last 2 months, question mark? Some things came slow. Anyway, besides the point. I am really excited about all of these. So let's just get into it, starting with the Echo Tarot by our very own Tiana. I'm hoping I'm saying that right. From Tyrannosaurus Hex or Tyrannosaurus Hex. I'm so sorry if I am mispronouncing that. But here is the username on both Instagram and YouTube. I was so excited when I first saw this on their Instagram. This is their new tarot deck that comes in 2 different colorways. So there is the original edition that is black and white, and this here is the strawberry edition, as you can see, in pink and red, and oh my gosh, is this so much fun. I love pink and red together so much. This feels like my dream duochromatic, like limited color palette. Because I usually like there to be a lot of different colors going on. I'm not one for like really toned down decks. There's exceptions, of course, but when I saw this was pink and red, immediately caught my attention. And then looking at the artwork, I bought this so immediately. This is from Game Crafter. Truly, as soon as she posted it was up, I bought it. And it came really fast. I was really impressed. Sometimes Game Crafter can take a while for me, but not this time. So it is a pip deck, as you can see. I love the style. Again, the colors. I think this deck is so much fun. So much fun. So that is the Echo Tarot. I've been really loving it with the Poesis or Poesis. I've heard it both ways. Oracle. But another pair I found is this next deck, actually. This is the Flower Guardians Oracle, which I've had saved on Etsy is where I got this for quite some time. Oh, sorry. Flower Keepers Oracle by Katie Welsh. And I don't know. I knew it was something I wanted. And I think really I was just waiting until it was the right season. So let's take a look. Oh, I zoomed in too much because that first one was a mini deck. So each deck, or each card, is a different flower with this like character created from the flower. I love the colors. I love how it looks like almost sparkly and shiny. And then there is an affirmation at the bottom. And I think that was a bit of my other thing I was kind of waiting on, is I wasn't sure if I wanted another affirmation deck. I really wanted to look into it to see if it was something different, because my favorite affirmation deck is the Therapets, and it's kind of one of those things where I'm like, I don't really feel like I need something else that, like, that's what it does. However, once I really looked into this, looked at the phrases, it definitely feels different. There's also so many cards. I don't know exactly how many, but it's a lot. I find that the Therapist is really good when really I'm just feeling sad. So I'm gonna bring that one out. Where this feels a lot more like general use. And so that's sort of where the difference was for me. And again, a flower theme and making them these little fantasy characters. I love it so much. And again, Been loving pairing it with the Echo Tarot, so yes, love this one. That's the Flower Keepers Oracle. And it came, instead of a box, it came in this fun zipper pouch. Love that. I don't know why I find a zipper pouch to be so satisfying for decks, but I really do. Okay. Next is actually from my, what is it called? Mid-year tarot tag that I posted like 2 videos ago. I was talking about the decks I want to get by the end of the year, and here they are. I did it just a week later. I was kind of waiting on these. I don't really know. Well, so the Celestial Oracle just came out. So really I've only been sitting on the Cat Tarot, which is what we will look at first. Not for any real reason. I don't know. I just didn't feel in a rush. And I was gonna order it with the Crystal Oracle, but I just, again, I had some hesitancy with that one because I just don't have a huge interest in it, in crystals. So I was like, I'm gonna wait it out. And so then when the Celestial Oracle came out, I knew I wanted that one and decided to get this one at the same time, and I love it. I will say it's definitely, it feels different from the rest of the collection. It's definitely a different artist. Well, I shouldn't say definitely. It feels to me to be a different artist. It is the same setup as the other oracles, but I don't really feel like it's part of the set, which is okay. I like that it's its own thing. I love the collision of cats and plants, two of my favorite things. And I think it's just so fun. It's fun and funny. I'm really excited to use this one. These two are the latest to come in. This was like a last minute in the month of May. A Zoomies card. Oh, just so good. So I haven't played with either of these yet, but I'm excited to. So that's the Cat Oracle. And the Celestial Oracle, which definitely feels like an addition to the other oracles from Broccoli Magazine. Which I don't think I even said. These are Broccoli Magazine decks. Here's the backs. So pretty. I love that blue color. And this, just gorgeous. Truly just gorgeous. All of these decks, I think, are so well done. I've got the mushroom, the seashell, and the flower, and now I've got the celestial. So the only one I don't have, again, is that crystal one. I might end up with it someday, but again, I don't feel in a rush. They're not ones that seem to ever really be like, even like out of stock. So yeah. But I saw some images of these on their Instagram and then saw some other people getting it in and just loved the theme so much and how the theme was portrayed. Because I really do, like, I like this idea of celestial versus astrological, if that makes sense. Astrology, I really think it's interesting. I don't have like a personal heavy interest in it, so I don't really use astrology decks. Where this feels truly celestial, where it brings in some of that, only through the planets, I would say, but then it really goes into all this other stuff that has to do with outer space, and I think that is so cool, so beautiful. Look at that star card. I just think this is, I love this alien card. I think that's so interesting. I think it's so beautiful. Really excited about this one. I think this would be a really fun one to use, like, as an evening reading in the summer, or I can see this coming out. Right now I'm really, really into, like, my very colorful, the plant-themed decks, the animal-themed decks. That's where I am right now. Not so much in this vibe, but, like, come toward, like, August, September, I have a feeling this is gonna be it. So, and maybe before then, who knows? My tastes change like the wind sometimes. Celestial Oracle. Super excited about those. Alright. This next one is one that it's out of print. It's been out of print. And I have just had on my list for so long, ever since I became aware that it's a thing. But if it's an out of print deck, and you know, it certainly sells for out of print prices, I save a search on eBay and I sit and I wait. Because every single time, something has come around at a more reasonable price. This included, this is the Woodland Wisdom Oracle deck from US Games, and I think I ended up getting this for $12. Crazy. See, and like I think I've seen it getting sold for like 60 to 80, and it's not a deck of so many cards, but I don't know. I just sat and I waited. And eventually it comes up, I find. So yes, really was excited about this one. I have had a search saved probably for years now. And it was finally the time. And I think really like cool that it happened to be in the spring when I'm really getting back into the fairies and the plants. So I think this is so beautiful. I love this artwork. It feels very old school US Games artwork. Who is the artist? It's by Francis Munro and Peter Prakownik. I don't know if one is the artist and one is the creator, but how beautiful is this? I love the way the fairies are illustrated. I think this is going to be really pretty with the Crystal Visions Tarot. A lot of different things. I'm really excited to use this one. It comes with a little white book. Gorgeous. So excited to have finally come across this one. $12! I mean, come on. Can't beat that. And really in good shape. I mean, it's still... The tuck box is a little worn, but it's fully usable. Woodland Wisdom. Love it. Alright, next up is the Wild Chorus Oracle. I have had my eye on this one for quite some time. Come on. Card got stuck in the bottom. Okay. And really was just waiting for spring, summer season, because that's the season it feels like it fits in. So pretty! I love the keywords and key phrases on this. I love how it's formatted. I love the artwork. Truly everything about this one. This is one of those decks where, first of all, I'm obsessed with using it. Second of all, I think about it when I am not currently pulling a card from it. Because I just think it's so cool and so good. I pulled this card, like, so many times in a row. I don't remember, maybe two days in a row, I kept getting the crow cards, which is neat. There are a lot of crow cards, so maybe that's not that crazy, but I just think it is so beautiful. I'm loving how it's pairing with really a lot of different decks. It just feels like the perfect summertime kind of deck. I really find that my own deck purchasing really works in the way of like, when I see a deck, I have an idea of the season it's gonna fit in. And so if it doesn't seem like it's one that might go like out of stock or out of print or something, I just kind of add it to a list, and when that season's coming around, then that's when I go for it, because that was a few different ones in this month's haul of like, I was waiting it out for it to be nice outside, and this month was the time, even though it kind of got cold. But that's okay. We're finally getting into some normal for the time of year weather around me. So that's the Wild Chorus Oracle. Super excited about that. Alright. These next two I got right in the beginning of the month and have wormed their way into so many videos already, so I won't spend too long because you're probably sick of me at this point. But Kate Forsyth's Fairy Tale Oracle did come in this month. It was so crazy to think. I really thought it was, I mean, it was truly right at the beginning of the month, but I kept thinking it was last month. So like, how could I have possibly used it so much and talked about it as much as I have and have it only be in this month's New Deck Digest? But here we are. I love it. Big fan. Truly one of my favorite fairy tale decks I have right now. I think it's so well done. You get 11 different stories. Each story gets 4 cards, so it really feels like you're exploring all there is to explore with each of the stories instead of trying to like pin a whole fairy tale down to one theme or lesson, which I think is so neat. I love the stories chosen. I love the artwork. It's so good. This month's New Deck Digest is truly full of decks that I am wanting to use them all right now. Because now I've taken a little bit of a break from this one, but bringing it back out again. And the Wild Chorus. I'm like, ooh, I want to bring it back out. I've been loving this one. Kate Forsyth's Fairy Tale Oracle did not disappoint. And last but not least, this month, The Spiritual Meaning of Birds. This came out early this month and got it immediately. This is beautiful, truly a dream bird oracle deck. I love birds, and I do have another bird deck, the Little Bird Tarot, which is also fantastic. But again, in terms of an oracle deck, I just think this is perfect. I love the vintage images. I love that you get the name of a bird and 3 keywords. The guidebook is great. I think this is super usable without it, and I sometimes do find myself using it that way, which is rare for me. But I do love birds and do know a lot about birds, so sometimes I feel like I don't need the guidebook because I'm like, well, I've got the keywords and I've got my own facts and figures going on in my brain for a lot of these birds. But it is fun when I come across one that I don't know so well. There is some good information in there, and this blue background I think is so pretty. Just a really good deck in my opinion. It matches with a lot. I could see myself really using this year round as well. I think the light background lends well to this time of year, but something about like the vintage imagery feels like fall, winter. I don't know. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. That is the Spiritual Meaning of Birds. And that, my friends, that's all we got for the month. I've been really loving just getting so deep into these decks I got this month. It's been so much fun, and like pairing them with some of my existing collection. Really, it's been so much fun. Something about like this New Deck Digest, it's like I just felt so deeply excited for everything, and I think it's probably because, again, these are all my own purchases, and I tend to be really intentional with the season a lot of the time, so that comes into play. But anyway, other than that, I hope you're having a great day so far, and I'll see you again very soon.